This, my friends, is the Wanderer, and some might notice it from other videos I made. It represents a lonely inn in a forest somewhere on the outskirts of VRChat. The inn has an outside area with many secrets waiting to be explored, and an inside area with multiple floors, the main one being the bar area of course, and just as many Easter eggs all around. It is run by WildClaw, who streams Innkeeping sessions from here on Friday evening if you're in America, or Saturday early morning if you're in Europe, like me. And today this very WildClaw is the one who sacrificed himself to the torture of being here with me. Hey, who the fuck wrote this shit? Hello there, it is I, Reincarnator, and this is Idiots in VR Getting Coffee. Hey WildClaw, thank you for being here today with us in this episode. Beautiful. In the beginning it's always a little bit awkward before we start warming up to each other, because we have never met before.
Yeah, no, first time meeting you, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Random invite, don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, I'm just going to invite all the community leaders that I know from seeing them once, and so I can generate massive clicks, you know, massive views.
Yeah, get that YouTube algorithm. I know how that works.
That's a year, yeah.
September of last year.
Right, that was 1 year, whoops. Anyway, yeah. And he agreed with me to be here today. He sacrificed himself.
I wasn't forced. I did say I wanted to be here, so.
Man, you should have let them believe that you have been forced to be.
It would be funny, but I mean, we're literally in my place, my own place, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I made this.
I've written down.
Should I tell them for context?
Yes. I've been doing it in front of a real camera, which makes it weird that it is weird for me right now. You know, in virtual space where people can't even see my face. Maybe it's because
yeah, you're wearing a mask, so that's partly why. Wearing a mask.
But if you want, you can also tell them a little bit about you.
I mean, yeah, sure, why not? You know, hear it twice, it always helps. I'm WildClaw. Ryan's a friend of mine. I've known him for about a year now. I met him at VRCon last year because I had a booth there exhibiting the world that we're currently in, which is the Wanderer, which you probably already saw as well in the intro. I want to see that intro, by the way, when it goes live. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. I just do what it basically prompts up to public improv every Friday in this world, and I innkeep here, and then that's really about it. So it's just a pretty straightforward, usually nice sessions in public instances of my own world. It's always kind of fun, so hope I explained that properly. I'm always bad at explaining how that.
That was actually very good. You know, I said almost the same stuff.
So I did like an 8-hour session for one of the anniversaries of the Innkeeping ones, and that actually had a decent turnout for the European side of things, because I went from 4 p.m. EST, which would be 10 p.m. your time, roughly. So basically night, so basically your night, and then that was a bit more convenient for them. But I only did that once because that was an anniversary thing, and I was able to because at that time I didn't have a full-time job, I had a part-time job. So I got off work, and then an hour later I started innkeeping.
It's always better to have a job. Do you, I mean, I know what you're doing, and I'm not gonna say, if you don't want to talk about it, it's all up to you. I'm just asking, is it something that you, that you have dreamt of working as when you were little, you know?
Oh no. I didn't turn 3 years old and be like, I want to work in customer support.
That was clear, I guess.
It kind of the job kind of derived from opportunities that laid themselves in front of me that I could feasibly do. I mean, when I was young, I wanted to be a paleontologist because I love dinosaurs, but then I ended up realizing how boring that was. I still love seeing fossils, but
I mean, you still play dinosaur games?
Just the in general work. I do, yeah. I mean, I play dinosaur games. I like dinosaurs, and when I was a kid, I wanted to be a paleontologist. But then, as I grew older, I began to realize that wasn't really for me. In all actuality, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, honestly. I was like, oh, I want to go into game development. I'll become a programmer.
Ooh.
And that was meh. I didn't really go too far with that. And then I ended up graduating college, and I found a job that paid well and was full time, and
Yeah.
I ended up finding what I wanted, which is stability, so that I could focus on other things.
And you can literally look around in this place. We're literally sitting in one of your creative projects right now, which is amazing.
Yeah, I imagine you'll have questions that might focus on the stuff I've built here and stuff, so I've got an interesting story about that as well.
How you started bartending? Like, when did you decide, or when did you have the idea? Hey, I want to bartend in VRChat now. So.
Okay, that's a good question. I had a feeling you'd ask that one, so I was thinking about how I'd answer that. It goes all the way back to like, I think when I officially started was October 2018. And the reason I officially started doing it, because I did Innkeeping first. So bartending at other places came second. I did Innkeeping here first, and then it derived from that. So 2018 was like the first year that the Wanderer existed. So that was the first Halloween event I did as well. So I, put up the decorations and I put the tags on the world and made it public, and it got a decent amount of traction because it was on the Halloween list. So I went to a public world that was filled with people. Yeah. Not Spookality. I don't think that existed.
That wasn't back then.
This is 2018. So anyway, about how I started Innkeeping. So when I framed the first Halloween map update public, there's a lot of people there, so I went to go visit, and I just really enjoyed like hanging out with people in my world, like just talking to people, seeing what they're doing. I was running around as like a little. Have you ever watched Kimono Friends before?
No, I didn't.
I say that because I was running around as that when I was first there, and I really enjoyed that, and it kind of made me realize, like, dang, I really enjoyed hanging out in my world with people, and I kind of sat down and I was like, maybe I should try doing like a weekly thing, where I go to like a public instance and I kind of run it, as an inn, because I wanted to see if I could. So I think it was like mid-October. I think it was like roughly October 20th, 2018, I think. That's the date I usually remember. I don't know if that's actually the exact date when I started.
Yeah.
When I started, excuse me, sorry.
It's been a long time, no problem.
But I remember I just booted up a public instance, and then I had also sat down and set up an outfit for my, because at the time I wasn't using this avatar, which is like, this is from scratch, but back then I was using an MMD avatar that was like kit bashed, because we all come from somewhere. And sure. I actually set up an outfit on that avatar that was like green apron, because it was a preset outfit from a different character that had like a green apron, white collared shirt, black pants, and I just put that on my avatar and then changed the logo on the apron to mine. And then I just went there and started Innkeeping, and one of my friends joined me, and then I did it for, I remember that first week I did it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. If I'm going to move forward with this, I need to figure out what days are going to get the most people coming in, because you don't want to be just sitting in an instance by yourself in a public world for hours.
Of course.
So,
yeah.
So I ended up settling on Fridays, because Friday night everyone's getting on VRChat, so you
because
kind of have a place
weekend
here, you
and
run
stuff.
people. Yeah.
What? No, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Oh, he's saying don't worry about it, but he's probably eternally screaming inside. He's like, don't drink while we're doing it.
What the fuck? Why the fuck should I stop? So,
I'm sorry, I was thirsty.
There we go. Then the one thing I was also wanting to talk about is, we've been talking about like when they're friends now and stuff, but that reminded me of the one topic, which is, when is a community a community? Because this is a community for me, with the people coming regularly and stuff. But when did you think of the Wanderer as itself as a community and no longer just as a gathering of friends?
Oh god, I'm sorry if you heard that.
It's okay.
Sorry, I was drinking soda. Anyway, that's a good question, because the two things can be very interchangeable. Because like their whole group kind of was like, they reoccurrently came back to the Wanderer, and we've always had people like frequently come to the Wanderer Innkeeping every week, but most of the time they were just like close friends of mine who already hung out with me even before I did Innkeeping, that were just joining to hang out. But I would say like once they started doing more stuff in the Discord, and it kind of formed itself into more of a community around the innkeeping. You know, we get the regulars. You know, we get Tippy. God, I'm gonna try and name everyone on top of my head. Hikari, Tippy, Cartman, Hero, Gordy,
Jimmy.
Zero, White Byaku, Thrill King, Reincarnator, Jimmy Raynor.
What the fuck is that Reincarnator?
Kayoshi. I'm trying to name everyone, so if I forget someone, please forgive me. There's a couple more.
You can flame him, guys, if he forgets one
Vanya, person. And that's like the people that are like in the Discord voice chats all the time. And there's a few more I'm probably missing, so I apologize. But to answer your question,
we never forgive you.
about a year ago, it started feeling more like a community, especially when I went to VRCon. Like, that's when I kind of consolidated it more as a community instead of just a gathering.
And I timed out.
Okay, there you go.
Claw can hear you again. It might happen that I time out every second now.
Did you hear me?
Yeah,
Hi?
I saw the I saw the poggy face, and I heard like you know. But usually it is like this when I time out, and then I can hear people again. I usually die in the next few seconds. There we go. Yeah, I was gonna say like that there are multiple communities in VRChat. You know, types of communities. For example, there are like roleplay communities like the Dalek HQ, and then there is then there's what you have here. I wouldn't even call improv, but more of like meetup communities. That's what I called it too in my Why I Love VRChat video back in the day.
A lot of them like focus on specific IPs and such, which is super interesting. Like you get like Star Wars,
Warhammer, Warhammer Daleks. Then there are like
focused on
soldiers. There are all kinds of soldiering. SCP Foundation, of course. The Dalek HQ is often doing, or sometimes doing, PvP events with the Warhammer dudes, and they're always very funny.
That's nice. Well, some people don't realize this a lot, but when you're the world creator of your world and you're in your world in a public instance, you can kick people instantly. You don't need to do vote kick. You just gone.
You could now kick me out of my own video.
Yeah, I 100% could just kick you right now without any without any vote kick. It's like just.
I have to be careful not to say something wrong,
but...
guys.
Nah, you're good. I might do something like that.
Speaking about updates, we're gonna come to a topic now which I told you we were gonna talk about. Do you think that with this new update now out, it's like I mean we know some people who cannot come anymore now. Like, do you think that there will be? Do you think this will be like better for the growth of VRChat? Like there are more people coming than left, or not? Do you think? What do you think?
I mean, the game's definitely taken a hit with the update. I would like to think that them adding back all that quality of life features recently. I mean, we've got this earmuffs now, we've got personal mirrors, we've got the movable mirror and stuff. Like, a lot of that stuff that was initially being modded is being added to the game. So I would like to think that going forward it would be a bit better. But at the same time, you can't argue that the update definitely took away some, like, features for people that... Like, I have a friend who, you know... is blind in one eye, and you know, he used mods to help make his experience in VRChat a bit better because of that. The whole like discussion about that update and stuff, like both sides have the valid arguments, like for or against. I legitimately don't know what'd be causing your issues.
So weird.
It definitely sounds annoying. So
it is a little bit annoying, but I got used to it, and now I just scream and then it goes back.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about that.
Could you say your? I didn't really understand the question you were asking.
Okay, so the next thing, which when we were talking about updates, now let's talk about the updates of the Wanderer. You know, like when did you start to decide that you want to make seasonal updates and also to interplant the community into it with the scarecrows and snowmen? Because I think that's super cool.
Basically first year, like 2018. I think the first major holiday I did was Easter. At the Wanderer, which is like a month after the map went public. And I felt like making an Easter update because my friend who also has a map in VRChat, they did Valentine's and St. Patrick's Day. And then I thought, oh, how cool would it be and they didn't do Easter. So I was like, oh, how cool would it be if I did Easter? Make a little egg hunt and stuff. So I started doing that, and it was just a fun thing to do, honestly. Like, just a nice, like, fun thing to do and enjoy. And then, like, you know, obviously I had to do Halloween and then Christmas. why wouldn't I? A great excuse to festivize the whole place. And then when I started doing the innkeeping and stuff, like it was just like, oh, I could actually dress up for it as well. So I mainly started doing it just because it was fun. And then I started doing the community stuff. I want to say at least 2 years ago. I would say at least like either 2020 or 2019. And it was just a fun way to let people just have fun, like make their own little scarecrow for the Halloween stuff and submit it, or then like we get the tree for the ornament over there.
Yeah.
And then you let them make a little ornament and put it up on the tree. Just a fun little thing. So it's definitely like it's been going on for a few years now. It just gives me an excuse to work on new stuff and just have fun with the season at the time. I like to get the Halloween update out by October 1st because I like having Halloween stuff for the entire month.
October is
personally.
just one Halloween thing for me, for us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I wanted to say like about the Headless Horseman when I first saw it. I never played World of Warcraft. I was just amazed because I have seen the old Disney thing, Ichabod Crane and the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Have you ever seen that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was so amazed to see the Headless Horseman in your world.
God, setting up that Headless Horseman was such a chore.
Pain in the ass.
Because you don't realize a lot of back end stuff that go into it. Like I had to get the animations for the specific model. And then I had to transition those animations based on what was going on. Like, was he running, walking, attacking? And then I had to parent that to an empty game object that I actually moved that empty game object to put him in different parts of the scene so that it wouldn't interfere with the animations of the model. And then I had to, so I had like multiple animators were all doing like different stuff, and you had to like make sure they all kind of like sync with each other, so nothing was out of sync, so that he wasn't like walking when he was running.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see the last Summer Festival, but I heard it was the cardboards and along the main way from.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a street. It was supposed to be like a street of like a main street of a town with cardboard cutouts of the buildings on each side on the road.
Yeah.
This one was a bit more like catered more towards the actual world, because that one was based off a Summer Festival in real life. But this one I made was supposed to be more based on just like supposed to be here, like for the Wanderer. So.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
on no real life Summer Festival, you see a giant board game. Talking about the roof reminded me of the landing platform you always build there, and that reminded me of Shaggy Claus, like your friend,
Yeah, like Shaggy.
Just like when did he start coming for the Christmas stuff?
Oh my gosh. How long ago was that? Because we did it last year, and I know for a fact we did it the year before that. So I think Shaggy Claw started becoming a thing either December 2020 or December 2019. I want to say December 2020 because December 2020, because that was the first time it happened, and then we did it last year, and that was fun. We ended up like kind of collabing because he likes to do skits as well. Like he used to do them a lot more in VRChat. So he just decided like, I'm gonna come to the Wanderer with my my sled and deliver gifts as like a bit. And then I ended up like, he talked to me about it, and I was like, dude, what if we just like collab like this? I'll set up a chair for you to sit in over there, and I'll tell everyone that Shaggy Claus is coming to the Wanderer, and we'll have like everyone can ask you like what they want for Christmas, and like that just kind of evolved, and then like eventually we had the whole. I think there's even like a video of it you can find where like the first one where he's just like flying in the sky on his sled, and then like people are just like.
Yeah, they're trying to shoot him down. That's like, of course.
Like,
I mean, that's VRChat. They try to shoot down Shaggy Claus.
It was really funny.
That's how it is.
Yeah. It was really funny.
Yeah, it is.
But then, like, once he got to the end, then he got the seat, and then I told everyone, get in a line, and then you can ask what you want for Christmas. And then he'll have, like, a little pin that he has on his avatar, and he writes it into his little list. It's just a nice, like, collab thing, because it really kind of reinforces the whole, like, Santa Claus thing for Christmas.
I think I died. Yeah, that's great, but I think I died. We'll be right back after these important messages. He just keeps throwing the emojis at the camera when I'm gone.
Well, I mean, like, if you time out, I just do this, and then I assume that's like a good cut right there. So there you go.
yeah, that was all the topics that I have wrote down. Claw, thank you very much for being here today. That was really superb, very cool. And tell me real quick, what do you want to have linked in the description?
I'm gonna be honest, probably just my Twitch. Like, I have a YouTube channel where I upload Innkeeping highlights, but I don't do it very often. It's usually just a hobby, honestly. YouTube to me is mainly just a hobby. I think the streaming also is as well. Like, I don't do it as a way of generating income. I just do it because...
The funny thing is, I also do YouTube just as a hobby. I do not gain anything from any of this.
But if you want like a consistent link, I mean, you could just link them to my Twitch, and then that should link them everywhere else if they go there. When I do Innkeeping and bartending, I stream it on Twitch as well. Like, it's a public world of VRChat, but then I also do it I stream it on Twitch because there's people that have regulars that sometimes can't come, so they can watch through the stream. So it turns out pretty well. So pretty much, yeah.
Okay, guys. So look in the description. The Twitch channel of WildClaw can be found there.
Exactly. Hearts, I love you.
Aww.
Wherever you are. Random citizen.
And I love you, random citizen.
You want a last cup of cheers? Here you go.
Cheers. Cheers.
I gotta go redo these cups anyway, but cheers.
Do people say cheers when do people say cheers when they drink coffee? Is that just alcohol?
Nah, I think it's just the symbolism of the mug. Say cheers. So
yeah,
that's how it is. So.
Slonka in Irish.
Anyway.
Bye.
I love you.